We'd heard rumours, and Triumph have now confirmed the Daytona 660 for early 2024, adding a mid-capacity sports bike back into the range with UK pricing confirmed at £8,595. And if you're hoping for an offering like the Daytona 675 or Daytona 765 Moto 2, well, you were dreaming, if I'm to be harsh but honest. Back when Triumph released the final iteration of the Daytona 675, they admitted they'd have never developed it if they'd known just how poorly the supersport market would go between that development kicking off and the launch of the bike in 2013. Fast forward to 2024 now, and the new Daytona 660 is a different beast indeed. It's not a supersport, it's a sports bike, and more similar to what we see in the Ninja 650 R7, CBR 650R, and another new arrival, the GSX 8R. That means no back-braking ergonomics, no 130 horsepower or so, and a much more restrained specification level overall. On the bright side, it looks like Australia will get the full power version with 95 horsepower and 69 Nm of torque, care of a host of engine updates including the new crankshaft, new camshaft and cam profile, new cylinder head, pistons, pins and new valve gear. Compared to the Trident, the Daytona is much stronger for horsepower past 7,500 RPM and revs hard up for an extra 2,000 RPM, while the torque advantage is really seen from 6,500 RPM and most noticeable from 8,000 RPM onwards, again revving longer and harder than the Trident, at least according to the dyno charts that Triumph have provided. What does that mean? Essentially a sportier character than the Trident, which the rev heads can appreciate without going to the extremes of a supersport. Usable, accessible torque should make the Daytona a joy to ride, with 80% of torque available from just 3,000 RPM or so, which isn't bad at all. A new exhaust is also run, and we're promised a note to match, with the Triumph Triple quite an iconic sound you'll hear coming. But there's no doubt you'll need an aftermarket exhaust to make the most of the triple trumpet, even if the intake whistle should be very audible regardless. Brakes have also been upgraded over the Trident, with 4-piston Triumph branded radial calipers run on those 310mm dual front rotors, and there's a 220mm rotor and single pot caliper at the rear. Suspension is a show-up 41mm fork, and it's worth noting that that's an SFF BP or separate function big piston unit, with 110mm of travel alongside a show-up monoshock with preload adjustment and 130mm of travel. With such limited adjustability, the pressure is on for Triumph to deliver a bike that suits a wide variety of riders, and to be honest, I've been fairly impressed with the modern Showa setups. I do weigh around 75 kilos, and I'm guessing that's around the ballpark they'll be aiming at, especially noting they want the Daytona 660 to bring in new riders, young riders and women, with the 810mm seat height certainly helping to make the bike more accessible, and that's 31.9 inches. The 201 kilos is on the weighty side with 90% of the 14-litre fuel tank though, and adds 12 kilos to the Trident, although I can't say I felt like the weight on that bike was intrusive or particularly notable. It was obviously a 650 class bike though, and not a little 300 or 400cc, which isn't a bad thing. The steel perimeter frame and steel swing arm from the Trident remain, with a new frame case covering what isn't hidden away by the fairings, and the cast aluminium wheels are a 3.5 front and 5.5 inch rear, both 17 inches of course, which is what you'd expect without going to a narrower rear tyre. Michelin Power 6s are the standard fitment tyre, and apparently they were announced in November 2023 from what I can see. I'd honestly never heard of them, but Michelin say they're a good sports tyre for everyday use, wet and dry, and long distances with a focus on wear. I'm not really sure how those will stack up against the roads, to be honest. As far as the bike geometry, we do see the rake reduced to 23.8 degrees compared to the Trident, and the trail brought down to 82.3mm for what should be a sporter handling characteristic, with 24mm added to the wheelbase in comparison on the Daytona. Like the Trident, the Daytona 660 offers a modern but fairly basic loadout, 3 ride modes, sport, road and rain, linked to the ABS and traction control systems, the latter of which can be turned off, with a TFT display and full LED lighting. That 14-litre fuel tank should also get you 250 kilometers or so, based on the 4.9 litre per 100 Ks figure quoted in some of the documentation, with the bike looking well suited for mid-length rides thanks to the combination of a bit of wind protection and not too extreme ergonomics. The handlebars are quite a bit lower than that on the Trident, but also significantly higher than an old Daytona 675 which had the full clip-ons, and the foot controls look like they may have been shifted slightly compared to the Trident 2, although it's a bit hard to tell there. The Daytona 660 seems to cover all the bases overall, the lack of a quick shifter being one omission, although 16,000 kilometer service intervals are nice and long, with the caveat of being every 12 months if you don't reach that mileage, no doubt to keep the dealers afloat, but that's pretty standard across the industry. There's also genuine Triumph crash protection for the front axle, engine cases and frame protectors, which were always a personal favourite on my Daytona, as they kept the bike looking clean and did a commendable job when someone knocked it over in a parking lot. I don't think the styling is as sexy as my old 2013 Daytona 675R though personally. The bike looks a little fatter between the new headlight design for the nose and that squatted tail, but I'd still be proud to own one, and there's no denying the family resemblance. We don't have Australian pricing yet, but arrival is due in March, with pre-orders already open. With the Trident 660 just over 14k right away here in Australia, and the R7 and GSX 8R both just shy of 15k, I reckon it's a safe bet the new Daytona 660 will be around the 15 to 16k range, depending on just how competitive Triumph want to go. With there being lots of grumblings about the lack of a full power Trident 660 in Australia, the Daytona also has that base covered with both a full power and LAMS option on the cards, although whether it has the same appeal remains to be seen. On the bright side, the new Triumph 400s won't be eating into the Daytona's potential sales, with neither offering that sports bike theme. And while supersport popularity has certainly dropped off, no doubt due to the simple impracticality of those machines, the sports bike is very much alive, especially when delivered in a usable, fun form. Being a triple also really differentiates the Triumph Daytona 660 from so much of the competition, which is gradually being swallowed up by a tide of parallel twins, and there's little doubt the triple will win some hearts if riders give one a try. The Daytona 660 isn't earth-shattering by any means, but it looks like a good value option in the mid-capacity class and does round out Triumph's range nicely. But let me know what you think in the comments, hit or a miss by Triumph on this one, and is there something else you'd buy instead? If so, what is it? As always, stay safe out there and thanks for watching. Throw me a like if you're still here and enjoyed the video, it really helps the channel.